My friends, I wanted to come on and do a reading to see how your person is currently feeling about you, but I just want to do a little bit of an energy check first to make sure, we have the right collective or this is your reading, so that we know if we're tapping into the right person here or not. So I'm just going to do a little bit of an energy check before I get into their feelings. We have positive mindset, interesting. So you could be trying to keep a positive mindset so that you can manifest exactly what you want, because that is the key, keeping a positive mindset, because you're calling in whatever you're putting out, if that makes sense. So let's go a little deeper here and see if this is your collective, is what I'm hearing. All right, so Spirit, show me the collective, the viewer. Let's see what is surrounding them right now, other than keeping a positive mindset, which I know can be difficult. We have engagement, completion, union. So you could be trying to keep a positive mindset about coming into union with someone, or someone that you saw yourself being committed to. Maybe, you wanted to marry this person, or you wanted to come into union with them, and maybe that wasn't happening. We have endings bring new beginnings on the bottom. So maybe you were hoping that an ending with this person would bring a new beginning. Maybe you walked away from this person. We do have the lightning bolt, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. We have hand of cards and wedding rings. So again, it feels like, I'm not sure if this person has recently reached out to you and is just holding back from you, someone that you want to come into union with and you're trying to keep a positive mindset, or this is the person you're connected to is about to take a risk and come towards you. But clearly you see, like, we have wedding rings and engagement rings. So maybe you were married to this person at one point. There's something about union here, though. And, like I said, maybe you're talking to this person and they're kind of holding their cards close to their chest, and you're trying to keep an open mind, trying to keep positive, not trying to assume the worst, because it's so easy for us to assume the worst. But yeah, we have endings bring new beginnings on the bottom. So again, maybe you were hoping that the ending, maybe there was a sudden ending here and you're hoping that it's caused a transformation in both of your energies. Let's just get a few more. Clearly you want to come into union with this person, though, with the, yeah, beautiful. I was saying, clearly you want to come into union with this person because we have wedding rings and engagement ring. And as I was saying that, ascending came out and it says preparing for union. So it does look like you are going through an ascension. Maybe you are rising above limiting beliefs and negative thinking, trying to keep a positive mindset so that you can have union or call in union. We also have heart with a key. So getting together with this person, clearly you see this person as the one for you. And we have not enough. See, we have not enough. So you're trying to keep a positive mindset, but it could be that something about this connection, or the fact that this person isn't communicating with you, or that they're holding their cards close to their chest, is triggering a feeling of not feeling enough within you. That could also be what you are rising above, that energy of not feeling enough. Like maybe you internalized some of this person's actions towards you as you not being enough, or their silence towards you as not being enough. And what I'm hoping for you, my hope for you, is that you're realizing that another person's opinion of you is not a reflection of who you are, and that you are enough. Yeah, it says frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, and ego issues. And again, I was saying it can be hard to keep that positive mindset, especially when our ego is whispering like little negative things at us, like maybe you're not enough, maybe they don't actually love you. Clearly you want to come into union with this person, though, because again, we have wedding rings, engagement, preparing for union, and we have the one here. So clearly this person, you feel like they hold the key to your heart. Let's just get one more. One more. One more. We have coffee cup, interested. I don't know why I heard interested in talking more, because that card doesn't say interested in talking more. But I feel like you're interested in talking more with this person. We have coffee cup, meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted. So you could be also trying to spend, this also says friendship. So you could be trying to spend time with friends right now, keep your spirits up, keep that positive mindset. What's on the bottom? We have love call. So this is, again, either you've heard from this person recently, which I've been channeling a lot lately, that you've heard from this person, but they're still kind of holding back, holding their cards close to their chest. You're hoping that it's union. You're hoping that it's time for union. You're trying to keep a positive mindset. And for some of you, you want this communication. And maybe, again, it can be very hard to keep that positive mindset. So that's what we have. So if you're resonating with that, then this is for you. I'm just going to get tarot to see, before I get into their feelings. I'm just going to get a few tarot cards to see what is happening here. And it feels silent. We have 4 of crystals, so that is the 4 of swords in this deck. So you could be on a break with this person. Things could be very quiet between you. Just remember that sometimes reflection brings clarity. So I don't know. I want to say right away that you're not talking to this person. And if you are talking to them, that they're withdrawn. And again, you're trying not to overthink it. We have the 2 of Pentacles there. So maybe this person, maybe you go back and forth between, I'm seeing Tangled, where she comes out of the tower and 1 minute she's keeping a positive mindset and the next moment she's overthinking everything. So you could be on that yo-yo right now of back and forth. Again, I just have to stress that these cards show that you want union with this person. Let's do one more shuffle. We have the Devil in reverse. So trying to release control, trying to surrender the outcome. You could be trying to release attachments to this person. And what I mean by attachments is, I just saw 747 on the timer. But what I mean by releasing attachments is no longer being attached to the outcome. Okay, so let's just have a look here at you. That came out so quick. We have the 4 of crystals, see? So it seems quiet right now for you. It seems, the 4 of crystals is an energy of being very withdrawn. You could be withdrawn from love because you're hoping that this person, comes in for union, or you see union with this person. Maybe you're not interested in dating anyone else. Especially if you're on the counterpart journey. A lot of people who feel like they're in that divine connection, speak about the fact that they have no interest in anyone else. And it's not about you. I'm not saying that you're waiting around for them, but I just feel like with this heart with the key, I do feel like this person, you feel like they hold the key to your heart. It doesn't look like you're dating anybody else right now. It looks like you're just spending a lot of time resting, reflecting, trying to keep a positive mindset, trying to be patient. We have Temperance on the bottom. So trying to be patient, trying to stay balanced, balancing your feminine and masculine energies. Let's see your person's energy, the person you're connected to. We have Death, which is very interesting to me because in your energy, we had endings bring new beginnings, transformations, and they're coming out with Death and the Mirror. So they are transforming, they are reflecting right now, they are taking a very hard look at themselves in the mirror and at some of their shadows, which is very positive. That's very positive. That Reiki person is on my screen again. He keeps popping up on my screen during some of these readings. We also have the King of Swords here. So right now your person is in the energy of death and transformation, and having clarity, right? Seeing the truth of the situation, having clarity, but King of Swords can be detached. So I feel like this person is detached from you right now. I don't think you're talking to this person because right now they're going through a transformation. Especially with this card. This card is so powerful, the self. So they're truly looking at themselves, truly reflecting on this connection, on the shadows. There could be mirroring here right now. And here we go. There it is. Phoenix energy. There it is. Anyway, very interesting. Let's see connecting energy. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So it seems like right now, very self-focused, focused like both of you, focused on your own journeys, focused on your own stability, nurturing yourselves. Again, there's something protective about the Queen of Pentacles as well. Like usually in the Queen of Pentacles, you see them protecting their pentacles. So right now you could be protecting your energy. They could be going through this Phoenix energy. It's getting worse. They could be going through this Phoenix energy and protecting their energy. Again, King of Swords, they could be, although they are gaining clarity and seeing the truth of the situation, it feels like they're detached, like they're not actually speaking to you right now. And now that I see the King of Swords and that card about holding cards close to the chest, it feels like this person, maybe not, they might not be ready to speak to you. Again, this is not a rash. It's not like, this is not an allergic reaction. And I can feel the heat rising within me, Phoenix energy. And I only get this when I'm channeling Phoenix energy. So you can see it's getting worse. And it started when I started looking into your person. I feel like you're both transcending obstacles. I believe you're both ascending like phoenixes right now. On the bottom, we do have, this is very positive because we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this wheel could have stopped turning in order for you to ascend and your person to really take a hard look at themselves. I'm getting very red. Oh my gosh, I might have to pause it. Just if it spreads to my face, I'm going to have to pause it. But there's a lot of adjustments being made and trust in divine timing. I'm hearing there's a lot of things that need to happen that are fated things that are happening right now with the Wheel of Fortune. We do have the Five of Wands in reverse on the bottom, which speaks of you're about to near the end of conflict. So there seems to be like some sort of compromise coming. But again, maybe you're, again, trying to keep positive, but sometimes it makes you feel like you're not enough, right? Anyway. Interesting. So I'm going to put the cards back in the deck, and we're going to get into their feelings. And I'm a little curious to see how you think they're feeling about you, because I can see that you're trying to keep a positive mindset. So I'm kind of curious how you think they're feeling about you, and then we'll get how they're actually feeling about you. I feel like I'm on fire. Like you can see it. I feel like I'm on fire right now. So lots of interesting. We have clinging. Lots of Phoenix energy here. So I'm going to see how you think they're feeling about you first. And keep in mind that some of what I channel here about what you think they're feeling could be ego, it could be your fear, could be intuition. We'll have a look. We have rejection on the bottom, so you could be feeling like this person, rejected you, or you could be struggling with, remember that not enough card. So you could be struggling with, I'm seeing a yo-yo, like I'm seeing I'm seeing that scene in Tangled where 1 minute she's like, this is great. And then the next minute she's like, this is terrible. So you could be really, going back and forth, ping-ponging between your ego and your intuition and your inner knowing. So let's get some answers for you, okay? So how do you think this person is feeling about you? How do you think this person is feeling about you? Divine masculine. So you do feel like this person, feels the same connection that you do. Divine masculine, conflicted. So you feel like this person is feeling conflicted. Maybe you think that they feel conflicted over whether or not they feel this intense soul connection with you. I think that's very interesting that Divine Masculine came out. First card. How do you think this person is feeling about you? The other thing is you feel like this person is feeling like you are in your Divine Masculine energy. So you're standing in your power. You're wanting stability. You know your worth. We have hopeless. So you could be feeling like, remember, this is how you think they're feeling about this connection. Sinking, despair, falling apart. So you could feel like this person, this is very interesting energy because it's very conflicted to me, because we have Divine Masculine, we have hopeless, and then we have depth, awareness, importance, values. So again, I'm getting this energy that you're kind of like ping-ponging. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like your ego and your intuition are having a ping pong match, and it's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You could feel like this person feels quite hopeless about you. These are very conflicting energies. Hopeless and then depth. So, you know what I'm hearing? I'm almost hearing like, I hope my person is realizing my worth, but they're probably not. I hope my person is awakening, but I'm not holding my breath. That's the kind of energy that I'm picking up on in this reading. That's interesting. How do you think this person is feeling about you? You do think that they're realizing your worth, though, with that depth card here. You do feel like they're, doing a deep dive. They're coming into awareness about the fact that maybe this is a counterpart connection or that this is a deep soul contract. We have apology, so you do feel like this person feels like they owe you an apology or that they are going to apologize. We have nourish, self-growth, soul-finding, self-reflection, which is, they are self-reflecting. Remember that self card. But that hopeless card is throwing me off. It feels like, I almost want to say like 9 times out of 10, you intuitively feel like this person understands what this connection is. And I don't mean like, I don't know if you think they understand divine counterparts, but I think that 9 times out of 10, you believe that they feel this soul contract with you and they feel this unbreakable bond with you. And then that one time, that one day, maybe on a bad day, you feel like maybe not. Which means you are ascending that negative mindset. Like 9 times out of 10 isn't bad, my friend. Let's just get 2 more. We have exhaustion and breaking point. So you do feel like this person is feeling like they're hitting a breaking point where possibly they need to come in and talk to you. You feel like this person is maybe, tired of the distance between you and is going to hit that breaking point where they need to talk to you. You could feel like your person feels exhausted with this journey, because if you're on this journey, it can be long and it can be exhausting at times, because a journey like this does require a lot of reflection, self-awareness, self-growth, separation, shadow work. It is a long journey, and I feel like you're feeling like your person is feeling that long journey. So I'm gonna put these in. I just want to kind of stick them in the deck, not all together. And then I'm going to reshuffle to see how this person is truly feeling about you. So you could feel like there's something, it's interesting. We have, on the bottom, we have trapped. So sometimes you could feel like your person does feel trapped within the soul connection, or like they can't let you go. They can't forget about you, which is kind of accurate, I believe. So let's see how they're really feeling here. I have to say, as soon as I started asking how you think they feel about you, that rush of heat went away. Yes, my neck is still red, but you can see it's like stopping here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when I start tapping into your person's energy again. So first card, we have pain. So they are in pain about this connection. They are feeling pain. They're feeling cautious. They're feeling apprehensive on that card. Which I think you already know because we had that hand of cards holding their cards close to their chest. Soulmates, deep love. And for how you think this person feels about you, we had divine masculine come out. Again, that could be, you know, that you feel like this person thinks you're in your divine masculine energy. And again, I'm not saying that your person understands what divine masculine energy is, but I'm thinking of the energy of the divine masculine. So you think that they think... You think that they think that you are standing in your power and that you want stability and you are, you know your worth. You feel like that's how they feel about you, that you know your worth. And again, divine masculine, you do feel like this person feels a soul connection with you. And one of the first cards out, they definitely feel a soul connection with you, soulmates. That's a lot of the time how, you know, the people on the other side of this journey, like the masculines, not talking about gender, they don't necessarily know what a divine counterpart is, but they explain, like, we must have a soulmate connection because I just feel this, you know, deep, like almost like past life energy with you, or they explain it as, I've never felt a connection like this before. We have stress. So they're feeling a little stressed out right now, which maybe we had that hopeless card. So maybe you do feel like they are feeling, you know, like they're going through something in their life where there's a lot of stress. We have resistance. So they could have been resisting, like they could be resisting reaching out to you right now. It also says secret admirer. So it's interesting that in your energy, again, we had that hand of cards, because it does feel like this person, you know, wants to take a risk, wants to take a leap of faith towards you, but they're holding back. And again, resistance, secret admirer, so they could be watching you right now. We have sorrow, loss, grief, depression. So they could be going through something right now, especially with that death card and the self card. It's not easy to look at yourself. It's not. It can be, I'm sure you've been through it. I'm sure you have looked at yourself and you know how confronting it is when you look at yourself. But it's also very freeing. One more shuffle. You could be dealing with someone who's a bit like has avoidant tendencies. All right. So let's see how this person is feeling about you. We have boundaries. So you could have put up a boundary. We have no, drawing the line, enough is enough. So again, you could have been very much in your masculine energy. I'm seeing the Queen of Swords, but you could have, you know, wanted stability, knowing your worth. Maybe you did put up a boundary with this person. The fact that I saw apprehensive also gives me like Queen of Swords energy is as if they're apprehensive about coming towards you because they don't know if they're going to get the sword or if they're going to get the Queen of Cups or if you're going to tell them, you know, I know my worth kind of thing, but you should know your worth. Important part of the journey. So let's see how this person is actually feeling about you. We have escaping. So they could feel like you are avoiding them. They could feel because you're, you know, maybe because there's boundaries there. Maybe this person feels like you're walking away from them. This is giving me like 8 of Cups energy. So for how they feel about you, they could be feeling like you're leaving them behind. You know, maybe there is still a bit of avoidance in their energy. Maybe they do try and escape how they're feeling about you. We'll get more. How is this person feeling about you? Insane. Look. Divine Feminine. This is so interesting to me because you feel like they feel like you're divine masculine and they're seeing you as their divine feminine. They're also seeing you in divine feminine energy. So I don't chase, I attract. You, knowing your worth. And I said that's a good place to be. You do need to know your worth. So they definitely feel like you're their divine feminine, even though like I'm not sure they know how to explain that. Because maybe your person, again, doesn't know anything about this journey. They only know what they feel, which is, look, chemistry, attraction, spark, passion, and I'm hearing magnetic attraction, magnetic bond, clearly, right? Divine feminine. So for how they feel about you with the divine feminine, again, that's the divine feminine energy of right now you're working on your own garden. You're not chasing, you attract. What was on the bottom? Self-growth, self-focus, soul-finding. That's how they feel. That's what they think you're doing or they feel you're doing right now. You're very focused on self, which makes sense. You are in Four of Swords energy. So again, maybe some of you pulled your energy back from them. There's definitely distance between you, I'm hearing. Silence, confirmed. I also feel like you've inspired this person to look within, because think about that mirror card. And this is what you think they're thinking about you. So you're very correct. What else was I hearing? I feel like they think that there's something, I feel like you maybe said something to them or you are the reason they're looking within and doing this self-focused soul finding. You've helped them find their soul is what I'm hearing. Let's see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? Spying, confirmation. Clarity, King of Swords, you see? Beautiful. We have chasing. So I feel like in the past you were chasing them a little, maybe, Especially if you are on the divine counterpart journey, it is something that the feminine goes through. They could be feeling like they need to chase you now because, again, they're seeing you as this. I don't chase, I attract. So they're feeling like if they want something to happen, they're going to need to pursue you. And again, that could be intimidating for them. But let them get there. We have clarity. Four of Swords energy. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. This is how they're feeling right now. They're gaining clarity. We also have spying. So it could be that something like if they're watching you online, it could be something that you're posting or something in your energy is making them have this aha moment. Social network, information, ways to watch you. They could be asking people about you. We have soulmates, confirmation. They feel this deep soul bond with you. There's just something different about them, is what I'm hearing. In the past, I could easily move on. I've never thought about someone like this so much. I've never felt this type of connection with anyone. I've been able to move on from people in the past, no problem. But I can't forget about this person. You, I'm talking about you. Definitely they feel this soul bond. Let's get a few more for how they're feeling about you. Fantasy, daydreaming. They're daydreaming about you. Look, one day, someday, another time, we will be together. Someday, I will put my foot forward and show them my hand of cards. I will take that risk someday when I'm ready. And again, just remember, if you are feeling that energy of, well, when is it going to happen? I'm losing my patience. That is a sign, and I'm not trying to be mean to you, but that's a sign that you need to work on your own patience and let go of the outcome. And remember that divine timing needs to happen in this one. We have clinging, holding on, obsessing, spying on you. They have not let go of your energy. Look, one day I will return. Spirit told me to look under that. One day I will return. So they do have returning to you on their mind. How interesting. That Reiki person is saying, the video that keeps popping up, I decided to see what it was about because I find it always resonates to what I'm doing. And it said, good luck is coming. So try to take your mind off of the timing and when will it happen, and keep that positive mindset, okay? Because one day, look, one day this person wants to return. One day they do want to make amends here. They want a second chance, or I heard a third or fourth chance for some of you, depending on how many times you've, Anyway, let's get 2 more. I know I said 2 more, but we have conflicted. Foundation. So right now this person is feeling conflicted over whether or not they can offer you stability. And maybe you said something to them about stability because for how you think they feel about you, Divine Masculine came up and I kept saying stability. So right now this person is conflicted over whether or not they have a stable enough foundation to offer you. And that's why we have that one day I will return, when I feel stable enough, when I've healed enough, when I've worked on myself enough. I do feel like you've helped this person to heal. I feel like underneath is like this, the hollow card. So I do feel like this person feels like a missing piece. Missing piece by Vance Joy could be symbolic. I do feel like this person feels a void, or they feel their life is quite empty without you. So anyway, keep that positive mindset is what I'm hearing. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. We're going to get animal cards because I always get the animal cards. I love the animal cards. The bear. I didn't decide yet whether I wanted to look at you or them right now yet. I will in a minute. But the bear is awakening from a spiritual slumber. And the bear talks about how after it awakens, think about a starving bear who's been in its cave all winter. When it stumbles out of that cave, it's starving and it has a hard time finding its footing. And it needs to go find food and nourish itself before it has the strength to do the things it needs to do. I think this is them. So just keep that in mind. If they're just awakening, they're going to need time to find their footing. They're going to need time to find their strength and their stability before coming in. Interesting. So I want to look at you first, actually. I want to look at you. You feel like something's coming. The shark, doo-doo, doo-doo. You feel like something's coming, which I think you're right. We have the wolf, fiercely loyal. The fire, the karma, the frog in my throat. Cleansing, releasing, healing you, because I'm looking at your energy right now. Beautiful. Spirit's magical. As I was talking about the frog, Spirit was like, look under that wolf card. And the froggy's there. That's beautiful. Reesing. Maybe her name is Reese, or their name is Reese. Releasing. Clean. Oh my gosh. What did I say? Releasing, cleansing, healing. My words are all jumbled together right now. So, fiercely loyal, you. The wolf. The wolf also talks about, look, the wolf is right here. It talks about children, assuming that children need to walk in their parents' footsteps. And maybe for a while you thought you needed to walk in your parents' footsteps, or you thought that, like maybe your parents had a rough upbringing and then maybe you had a rough upbringing and you're breaking the cycle. I'm hearing you're realizing that you don't have to walk in their footsteps, that you can be different. Again, the wolf is very loyal. Wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching. So you could be being called to do some of those things, or maybe you already do. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf's energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all and exclude none. Beautiful. To bring into balance, practice letting go. And then you have the frog, which is about releasing, cleansing, healing. Now, I just want to read the frog to you. That was so magical about how I had that froggy in my throat, and then Spirit was like, look under the wolf card. Clearing, cleansing, healing. The frog spends its first few months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to rest on land. So there's something about like you emerging from this cleansing, healing, releasing, and your person awakening from a spiritual slumber. So I feel like your person is like waking up. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Take time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. Beautiful. When in balance, clear energy and enthusiasm for life. Beautiful. Remember, we're starting with you, so let's look at your energy. Other than that, that's beautiful. You know what? I'm not going to take them. I'm going to cut the deck and then I'm going to shuffle. But that's beautiful. Those messages still apply. So let's see your energy. We have, this is very interesting energy. So we have the oyster. So you could underestimate yourself sometimes, because sometimes oyster personalities can achieve whatever they put their mind to, but sometimes they underestimate themselves. So maybe you're underestimating your inner strength and your inner knowing and your intuition. We have the cobra, which is about a pause. It's about waiting. And I don't think that you're just waiting around for this person. If you are just waiting, that can cause stagnancy. So you never want to just be waiting. You want to be working on your own journey. You want to be working on yourself. You want to be like, think about that wolf card. It talked about activism, teaching. This card gives me Hierophant energy. So maybe some of you are thinking about that, or you already have done that. This cobra also talks about when the lesson is ready to be learned, the teacher appears. So I feel like when your soul was ready to learn these lessons, this person appeared. We have the scorpion, which has been coming out a lot. These all came out for you. So it does feel like sometimes you have a hard time trusting your inner knowing, and maybe sometimes you feel a little bit reactive, a little bit defensive. And I just think about our ego. A healthy amount of ego is good because our ego keeps us safe, but sometimes our ego can like wreak havoc on us and cause us to like, if what our intuition is telling us isn't happening, sometimes our ego can start, becoming quite defensive. The scorpion talks about an unresolved issue from the past. So it does feel like there's some sort of unresolved issue with you and this person. Whether you feel like there's an unresolved issue and like, because to me it looks like you want union with this person. You've got union on the brain is what I'm hearing. Union in your heart. I just completely took back what I said. Union in your heart. Your inner knowing is that you want union with this person. But for some of you, there could be some sort of unresolved issue where you do want an apology. Because remember how, when I said, how do you think they're feeling about you, the apology card came out. So it does feel like you feel like this person owes you some sort of apology from an unresolved issue in the past. And again, maybe sometimes you ping pong from being this oyster who has this deep inner knowing. During this pause, during this waiting energy, you go from trusting your intuition, having a deep inner knowing, to feeling all fired up and like this scorpion energy. So just think about that. Let me look at the scorpion, because we've talked about reactions with the scorpion too. So you could be someone who struggles with your reactions. Again, if you struggle with your reactions with other people, sometimes it's because you have unresolved trauma, unresolved issues from the past. But if you struggle with reacting to other people, you probably have moments where you have these reactions within, right? Where you don't trust your inner knowing. Tends towards isolation. So remember that Four of Swords energy. You could be feeling quite isolated right now. Wild and free and fierce when you're in light, when you're standing in your power. But when you're feeling out of balance, jealous, resentful, unresolved. So sometimes, again, you could ping pong back and forth between having this deep inner knowing and, trusting, okay, this person has taught me a lot about myself. I can see the lesson in this. I'm sure there's a lesson in this, what's going on right now. And then other times you start feeling resentful towards this person or jealous towards this person. Does that make sense? And then on the bottom we have the Lion. And the Lion is one of my favorite cards because I've memorized most of these cards. The Lion is someone who is dedicated to personal and spiritual growth. Personal growth and spiritual development. Very patient, right? And again, I feel like sometimes 9 times out of 10, you're very patient. You have this inner knowing. You focus on your personal transformation and your spiritual evolution. And then on a bad day, maybe you do feel a little bit resentful because this person hasn't come forward yet. Or you find yourself stewing over an unresolved event in the past where they hurt you, where it's kind of ruminating. Ruminating is the word I'm hearing. So let's look at your person, and I'm just going to put these back because just in case there's mirroring, I just saw the earthworm. So your person could be, there's a very, for some of you, I'm getting this very conflicted, again, 9 times out of 10, you trust your inner knowing. There's another message that Spirit wants me to give you in a minute. What song is that I'm hearing? I don't know the lyrics and I don't even want to sing it to you because I imitate it to my kids all the time in this weird way. I think it's a Lizzo song. In a minute, I'm gonna need whatever that song is to pump me up. That's what I was hearing. But I think that 9 times out of 10, you trust your inner knowing. And then on a day where you're not feeling yourself, you start to feel triggered and you start to question the journey. Now think about that Cobra card. That Cobra card gives me Hierophant energy sometimes because it talks about a teacher. I do feel like the Cobra, when the lesson is ready to be learned, the teacher appears. I do feel like you and this person have taught each other lessons. Maybe you're going through some lessons in your life right now where people are, showing up in your life or treating you in ways that they're meant to be teaching you lessons, if that makes sense. But this Oyster card talks about they take their inner gifts for granted. So you could be taking your own inner gift, your own intuition for granted. The fact that we had the wolf, the cobra, and the oyster, it could be that you are being called to share your gift with the world and to help enlighten others, but you take your gifts for granted. And I want to tell you that you trust your inner gifts. I feel like you have a beautiful light to share with the world. Your voice could change people's lives. I took my inner gifts for granted for a very long time, and if I was still taking them for granted, I wouldn't be sitting here with you right now. So don't take yourself for granted, especially your inner gifts. You're powerful. To bring into balance, the oyster, share something. So share your voice with the world if that's what you're being called to do. All right, let's look at your person. Are they watching you? Seriously, whenever I see the raccoon, it's like a little bit of a shadowy energy in hiding, I'm hearing. And I just think of how raccoons are very sneaky. I'm not saying your person is in this sneaky energy, but they could be watching you. They could be watching you from the darkness. I'm hearing whatever that means. Maybe they're watching you on other accounts. I don't know. Your person could be an artist, I'm hearing. Anyway, it must say something about an artist on... It must say something about an artist on the raccoon card. That must be why I'm hearing this. Look at this. This is a messenger of divinity. So I feel like your person is being divinely guided right now. They're getting, intuitive insights from their higher self, from God, from spirit, whatever they believe in, whatever you resonate with. It's also, there's a change. There's a shift in the energy, in their energy. Their energy is shifting. And that's what happens when you become more self-aware and you look in that mirror. Remember, they have death, transformation. We have bunny. They could be thinking about a new beginning with you, or they could just be, thinking about you in that way. Because the Panther card just fell out. That's interesting energy. But the bunny talks about, I think it talks about procreation. But anyway, this just fell out of the deck. And that says a lot. This is very divine intervention energy. The description in the book says it's the annihilator of anything that's unnecessary. So it feels like your person, whatever isn't aligned with them, whatever isn't aligned with their higher self, is being removed right now. And I feel like that has something to do with some of their shadows and behaviors because of that mirror card. That was interesting how that card fell out. Annihilation of the unnecessary, purging. The Panther won't the Panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnant. So if your person was in stagnant energy, that Panther, insert Panther, to shake their world up. It pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc with the ultimate intention of bringing us towards a more fulfilling life. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating. And now I'm thinking back to those black cards. We saw upheaval, transformation, sudden. So I could have been picking up on your person's energy with that card. After all the dust clears, it's easy to see the Panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences and they've made us better people, and I feel like you've been through this experience. Trust that the Panther's journey always leads to a brighter place, and I just got chills when I said that, when I talked about the journey leading to a brighter place. So I do feel like your person, whatever they're going through right now, it's for their highest good. When in balance, brave and productive. It did come out in the upright. When out of balance, self-destructive. So in the past, this person could have been quite self-destructive. They could have sabotaged this connection. They could have sabotaged other things in their life. To bring into balance, get rid of the unnecessary. It's also on page 129, which reduces to, I can do math, 12, which is Hanged Man energy, the energy of surrender, the energy of new perspectives. The way that just fell out of the deck was so magical, so I'm going to leave it right there. Green eyes could be symbolic. We have the camel, trusting oneself. Maybe this person, I'm seeing the fox. Maybe this person was unsure of their identity. Yeah, we have the shark. These shadows need to come up into the light with this. The shark card talks about how something needs to come to the surface in your person's life so that they can look at it and heal it, Anyway, let's see what comes out for your person's energy. Show me their person. I just saw the cheetah card, I think. Look, change, the dragonfly. Your person is going through a transformation. And just like the butterfly, when they transform, they hold on to the cocoon for a very long time because they've never lived in the air. They've never spread their wings. They don't know if they know how to fly, but instinctually their inner knowing is telling them, let go of your old self, let go of the cocoon, spread your wings and fly, little butterfly. Think about the dragonfly. The way that this is, I'm going to get a little nerdy here for a minute. Just hang on. Think about where the dragonfly comes from. It spends most of its life underwater in the darkness. Asleep. I'm just thinking of like awake and asleep. And then instinctually comes to it. It sees the light, and I'm seeing you as the light in this circumstance or situation. It instinctively comes to the light, and think of the panther. The panther talks about how it's supposed to bring you to a brighter place. And here we have the dragonfly. But look at how this dragonfly is still sitting on the surface of the water. So your person could be transforming, and they're just still kind of holding on to their old life a little. That is amazing. Dragonfly. I didn't even see the other cards that came out. They're all face down. They got the same amount of cards as you, though. 3. The dragonfly. The dragonfly. Where are you, dragonfly? You're like, where's my person? Where are you, dragonfly? I unfollow anyone who interferes with my mental health. Master of light, illusion, and the mind. When in balance, sees clearly, joyful, magical. Dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly, we've got the unicorn underneath that, so they're really, they could be questioning divinity right now, but anyway. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception, and think about their current energy. King of Swords, clarity, changing their perception. I don't know why I'm pointing at my eyes. The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of the wisdom can shine through. And again, I don't take back what I said about that butterfly thing, about how the butterfly is afraid to let go of their old self. And your person could be like evolving and changing, but there's still aspects of their old life they're kind of clinging on to before they let go. Does that make sense? Because I'm just seeing a little dragonfly who can spread its wings and fly away, but it's like afraid to leave what it's known its whole life. We have the elephant, destroyer of obstacles. Yes, your person. Yes. Sorry, this is beautiful. And look at that flame. They still hold a flame for you. Look at the little damaged tusk. This person could be quite wounded, right? They're working through their wounding, but the elephant overcomes any obstacles in its way. So your person is in very, I can see why the death card came out now. This is transformative energy. What else do we have? We have, oh my gosh. I can't pick these up. What did I say? As soon as I asked about their energy, my neck went whoosh. It's gone now. See? Well, it's still a little there. Phoenix energy, I told you. And we have the cheetah, momentum, masculine energy, movement. I mean, momentum and movement are the same thing, but you get my drift. So just trust in this. Your positive mindset, I think, is helping this, in my opinion. Keep that positive mindset. And on 6 out of 7 days. 6 out of 7 days, I feel like you're keeping a positive mindset and you're trusting in your inner knowing. Or maybe it's more like 4 out of 7 days. On the other days, think about what your person is going through. Maybe watch this reading. Your intuition is correct. Your inner knowing is correct. Your person going through, I just can't stress this enough. The energy that they're in right now. Powerful, powerful energy. Powerful. Life-changing. All right, I want to see how they're feeling about you. So I'm going to put them back and I'm going to shuffle. When I cut the deck, we have Firefly on the bottom. So that's like someone who's feeling little, think about a firefly in the blinking light. They're feeling little spurts of inspiration. Whoa, the tarantula, a choice, claiming life purpose. Anyway. How are they feeling about you at a crossroads? Like they need to do something? Look, they see you as someone very awakened, and that could have intimidated them at one point. Like maybe when you met them, you just started your awakening, like so many divine souls, you know, they trigger, your counterpart triggers your awakening. So maybe when they met you, you were very different than you are now. They see you as a highly spiritual being, someone who is tapped into like higher consciousness, I'm hearing. Very transformed, very spiritually awakened. Look, highly intuitive. They think that you're highly intuitive, perhaps even psychic. All right, so let's see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about my lovely viewer? You could be a parent. Oh, the swan, twin flame, divine counterpart. Very elegant, very graceful. Soul connection, deep soul connection. Mirroring. You could have reflected back onto them some things they needed to heal. My goodness. We have the zebra. I don't get the zebra a lot. I'm going to have to look that up. The zebra always makes me think of temperance. You could be, I think zebra talks about travel, but let me just look. The zebra. Nope. Let me start again. I missed it. Where are you, little zebra? The zebra. Why can't I find the zebra? Why can't I find the zebra? They're like, why can't I find my person? Zebra, eccentric. You could be, well, you are highly spiritual, but you could be, you know, labeled as autistic, or you could be a little quirky with the eccentric, however you say that. Creative, visionary. Zebras are the most precious of gems. That's how they feel about you. That you're the most precious of gems. I think that they are threatened by your intuition, though, is what I'm hearing. Worldly, enthusiastic, fashion forward. Being in the company of a zebra personality is not only a delight, but it opens our minds. So they do feel like you've opened their mind, and perhaps their third eye is what I'm hearing. Their potent magic is contagious. So they feel like your energy is contagious. You may find yourself in a faraway land, expanding your worldview and having a blast while having a blast. Zebras also like to contribute to the global health through environmental or volunteer work. This card may be a hint to pack your bags. So maybe you're at a distance from this person, or maybe you like to travel. But again, a joy to be around, a true gem. Someone who's awakened, someone who expands their awareness. So maybe you said some difficult truths to this person that made them see themselves in a different light, I'm hearing. Maybe you even open them up to spirituality. Maybe you trigger other people into their awakenings. We have the beaver. So this person does feel like, you know, the beaver is like family first. So that you could be very connected to your family, or you could have children that you're very connected to. And maybe they feel like you're putting a lot of energy into your children right now, or into your family, or into your home and stability. It also talks about, I think the beaver card talks about doing something like acts of service. So you could be someone who helps others. And then again, we have the swan. So elegant. It's giving me like empress energy. It's beautiful, elegant. Why aren't beautiful, compassionate? I don't know why no other words are coming to my head right now. Maybe this person has a hard time like putting how they feel about you and how amazing you are into words. And that can be quite intimidating. And I'm not saying to change. I'm not saying it's your fault that you're intimidating. I'm just saying that if this person is like still working on their own confidence, they could find you rather intimidating. Sensitive mystic. Yep, that's you. Infinite creative power. To bring into balance solo time. So this person is feeling like, you know, you're spending a lot of time by yourself. Again, it feels like you and this person are not talking. It also talks about writing, so you could be really good at writing or you could be a writer. That's not an affirmation. Effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, elegant power. Beautiful. Heightened creativity. The swan is ready to take us there, to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. I told you, I feel like you caused this person to reflect on some things and think about their current energy, looking themselves in the mirror at their self. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted. So maybe they took you for granted. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention. So it does feel like this person definitely feels this soul bond with you. Beautiful. So let's get into tarot now that I've done all that. And if you're still watching, you must resonate, or you just like watching me. You know, maybe you're trying to learn tarot and learn some of these things, so you just watch all of my videos, which I have a reader like that. What deck do I want to use? Let's just use the one we were using. I put everything back. I don't think this person feels like they put in enough effort. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So I don't feel like this person put in enough effort. And this card talks about like one person putting in all the work. So maybe you were the one putting in all the work. I know that's just a cut, but I want to look at it. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Unfinished, low effort. So they definitely feel like something's unfinished here. Unfinished business. One day I'll return. That's how they're feeling. But low effort. That's exactly what I was hearing, is maybe this person is realizing that they didn't put in enough time and energy. Ace of Stars, Ace of Pentacles. Very insecure. Again, I feel like this person looks up to you. And I had a dream the other day that I want to mention. I won't mention the whole dream. It had a German Shepherd in it. But think about a German Shepherd. Like in my dream, the German Shepherd was outside and it looked scared and I wanted to help it, which makes sense why I was having that dream, because I want to help like lost souls. But they need to be looking to be, you know, helped. You can't force anybody to heal. You can't force anybody to awaken. But this German Shepherd approached my window. So I thought, oh, this lost soul wants my help. So I went outside and George Costanza was there. Don't ask me why. I don't know what George Costanza was doing in my dream, but whatever. And I went outside to this German Shepherd. And at first, because I was tall and this German Shepherd was low to the ground, it was scared of me. And I thought, let me get down on your level so you're not afraid of me. So I sat on the ground and got lower than the German Shepherd. And I just, you know, I didn't coax it over to me. I just waited for it to come to me. But think about how that German Shepherd, or like dogs in general, if you are familiar with dogs, if they don't know you, they can be intimidated by your presence because you're this, I almost said you're an ethereal being. I don't think dogs see us as ethereal beings, but I think this person sees you as an ethereal being because I said it. But that can be intimidating. Like, imagine how you would feel if a giant came towards you. You would be intimidated too. And I'm not calling you a giant. But there's something about this person looking up to you and not feeling on your level and feeling insecure. And that's something that they need to work on. You shouldn't be like shrinking yourself down to meet this person on their level. They need to rise like the phoenix into your level. Makes sense? Anyway. So I'm going to cut the deck. We have the Page of Wands. Interesting. This person, Chariot, I was just going to say this person could be like thinking about taking inspired action towards you. King of Stars, which in this deck is the King of Pentacles. Let's see how this person is feeling about you. How is this person currently feeling about you? Did you see that? That came out and landed in the palm of my hand. The Lovers, Divine Love Connection. Wheel of Fortune, fated. This person feels like this was fated. Like a power higher than themselves brought the two of you together. And again, just a reminder, the lovers connection, hopefully YouTube doesn't get angry at that image. You can't see anything. It's like they're wearing like white clothes. They're not wearing anything, but there's nothing showing. There's no body parts or anything. There's no details. But the lover's energy can be quite confronting because it can cause you to change. Like it can inspire you to grow and evolve and work on yourself. I definitely feel like this person feels this lover's connection with you. And that's not something you just feel with anybody. And again, there's something about this person feeling like a power higher than themselves brought the two of you together. Gemini energy. We have the Four of Crystals for how they're feeling about you. So withdrawn, it's quiet. But remember, this brings clarity. And my whole life, I saw things like, maybe if you're on a break, it's for a reason. But a separation can be incredibly healing. So I do feel like this person is gaining clarity. We have the Hierophant, commitment, spiritual soul contract. You could be a spiritual advisor or a mentor or a teacher. That's Taurus and Gemini there. See the little yin and yang symbol? So this person clearly feels a very intense soul contract with you that they're heavily reflecting on right now. And this Four of Swords for how they're feeling about you could also be that they see you as being withdrawn and keeping your distance, which I think you needed to, so that this person could make some changes and, the universe could do its thing. And I have this one hair that's just driving me crazy. Let's see how they're feeling about you. You could be like that little hair that's driving me crazy. I'm not saying that you're driving this person crazy, but like, they can't shake you. They can't shake your energy. Four of Wands. Interesting. Queen of Wands, glow up energy. So you could be very intimidating to them right now for how they're feeling about you. There is this energy that you're standing in your power and you're looking very confident and you're glowing and you're radiant. You could be like on social media, Queen of Wands, fire energy. Black cat energy. So black cat energy, if you don't know, is, it's the opposite of golden retriever energy. So you're very much you're in a mysterious energy right now, black cat energy. You're not chasing, you're attracting in. But again, this person feels a lot of passion towards you, a lot of sexual chemistry, very attracted to you, very magnetic, very connected to spirit, or whatever they call it. Wow. So we have the Four of Wands here for how they feel about you. I feel like this person wants union or sees union with you too, wants to create stability, wants to have a lasting union with you. But look at that, the self. So they do see you as someone who's made them reflect on their life, on themselves, on the things they want, on their shadows, maybe even on spirituality with that zebra card. I keep banging the deck. Maybe your person has a little bit of bad energy or they're like cleansing some negative energy because I keep banging that deck. Let's just get one more for how they're feeling. All right then, Judgment. That flew right out. So they are they're doing a lot of self-evaluation right now. They feel like you have been a catalyst for that. Maybe you told them some truths I'm hearing about themselves. They see you as someone who has awakened, right? Maybe they feel like you've released them, but that's the first card I'm seeing that speaks of that. Actually, I have to mention that as soon as I started asking how they feel about you, I started feeling hot again. Like it's not creeping up my neck yet, but I started to feel very hot and bothered. Anyway, this is also an energy of like wanting a renewal. So I do feel like with the Four of Wands and the Judgment card and the Hierophant and the Lovers, like I feel like this person does want some sort of renewal. And for some reason, I'm very called to the fact that it's 4/18, so April 18th could be symbolic. I want to look at this person's current intentions towards you. What are their current intentions? What are their current intentions? We have the Three of Cups, which is like a reunion energy. I'm not saying like Ace of Cups, Page of Wands, taking action, the Chariot for intentions. So this person does intend to come towards you here. Again, this gives me like social interaction. This gives like maybe they reach out to you on your birthday. Maybe your birthday's April 19th. It's 4/19 now. But this person, it feels like their intentions here are to reconnect with you. This is a reunion energy. Again, I don't see it at like, a lot of readers see cards differently. A lot of readers say this is a reunion energy. To me as a reader, and this is just me, I see this as a reunion energy, but not necessarily reunion like love, like reconciliation. Does that make sense? It's more of like reaching out and reestablishing communication, or, you know, asking you to go out for a coffee, or reconnecting with you in a social way. Does that make sense? But their intentions here are to reconnect with you. An Ace of Cups, to offer you something here. This is, you know, an offer of love. Ace of Cups can be also about, it also mentions a renewal. So they definitely want to renew some sort of connection with you here. And clearly this person's intentions, the Hierophant, the Four of Wands, the Lovers, clearly they're romantic intentions. But it almost feels like this person just wants to, I'm not saying they just want friendship, but their intentions are to reconnect with you any way they can, you know? Even if that just means sending a message just to start that reconnection. Does that make sense? All right, let's see what action they're going to take. Again, it's like, you know, when you have a hair like this one, you know, when you have a hair that you like just can't stop feeling it, or like a cat hair in your eye, and it's like you can't see it, but it's always there. That's how I think they feel about you. They can't shake you. Now I'm hearing another song. I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I started running for. Interesting song coming through. I channel a lot of like older music, but anyway. Let's look at what action they'll take. Again, I'm not looking at timing unless Spirit tells me what the timing is. Eight of Wands. Page of Cups. So Eight of Wands. You're so positive right now. I don't want to it's not that I don't want to get your hopes up. Eight of Wands is very quick. The Chariot is very quick, but I almost just want to let you rely on your inner knowing. Like, that's why sometimes I don't do timing. Because if I give you if I, for example, say, oh, this person's going to reach out to you in 8 days, and then in 8 days they don't reach out to you, and you're watching the clock and you're like, oh, 8 days are up. I guess that means my intuition is BS and I don't know anything and this is never going to happen. I want you to keep your positive mindset. So don't overthink about when this is going to happen. Just know that it is going to happen. There's communication here under their actions. We've got the Fool. So this person, once they're out of this stagnant energy, which the Panther's taking care of that. The Panther is like the Tower, right? The Tower comes to break up that Two of Swords energy, that stagnant energy. So once this person is out of that stagnant energy, you're the first person they're calling. I'm telling you, it's like I'm almost seeing like somebody, I don't want to say this, but I'll use a hospital instead of the example I was hearing. I was hearing prison, but I'm going to use a hospital. It's like someone who's been in for surgery, or someone who's been away for a long trip, or they're in the army. And when they get home, the first thing they want to do is see their person. So as soon as this person is out of this stagnant energy, you are the first person they are calling. You are the first person they are coming to see. The Fool and the Eight of Wands. And again, I don't want you to overthink the timing. I want you to keep your positive mindset and know that this is coming. Okay? Eight of Wands, the Fool. They're going to shoot their shot. Look at that. Amazing. Eight of Wands, communication, forward movement, rapid change, rapid growth. I'm going to just cut this hair off. And again, we have the Page of Cups. So Page of Cups can, again, means lots of different things, but Page of Cups can be new perspectives. So when they have that new perspective and they're ready to show you a new perspective of themselves, it feels like they're going to take that leap of faith towards you. So just trust in that. What advice do you need about this connection? Those came out so quick. Temperance, be patient. Be patient, be patient. I'm thinking of like be whatever. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Be efficient, be efficient. Be patient. This will happen in divine timing, in perfect timing, when it's meant to. Work on balancing your feminine and masculine energies. Work on your healing. Know that, trust your intuition, trust your inner knowing, and be patient. I know it's hard to hear. I know that's really hard to hear. Maybe, read a book or page of crystals, Page of Swords. Study something. Read a book. Keep learning about yourself. Trust that this is coming. You just have to be patient, and we have strength here. So keep working on your confidence. Trust your inner strength. Trust your inner knowing. Be strong. You've got this, is what I'm hearing. You've got this. Let's just look at one card of future energy for you. This kind of went, I know I was just going to do feelings, but I couldn't help myself once I just let Spirit guide the message. So Spirit just kind of took over. But let's see future energy for you. What do you need to hear about future energy? Yeah, we have communication, breakthrough moment, Ace of Crystals. So trust in this breakthrough moment that's coming. Trust in that communication that's coming. We have the King of Cups. So trust in that. Ace of Wands. So future energy, this person will be taking action. All right. Anyway, I think, I don't know how long that was, but I think it was pretty long. So I'm going to leave it here. But my friend, I am sending you lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.